Welcome back to the Vintage Firearms series. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about this Smith & Wesson. When I first ran across this, I was in my gunsmith's shop, and somebody had it there, and they were trying to sell it as part of an estate type thing. They were just trying to get rid of someone's possessions who no longer needed them in this world. And I didn't know much about it, but I thought it was cool. I knew it was old, but I didn't know how old. And so I, kind of looked at it a little bit, and a person at the shop recommended that I buy it, the wife of the gunsmith. And so I thought about it, and I figured, sure, why not? I don't know much about them, but I'm going to find out. And so it turned out that this is a 1908 Smith & Wesson in 3220. Now, I thought, hey, I bought this gun. I don't even know if it's any good. I didn't know how to check it out or anything. So I did a little research on it. And I since know a tiny bit about them. I really don't know. I've bought a few more since then, all kind of interesting. I think this is generally falls into the classification of an M&P, military and police. Most of the ones that I've bought fall into that category. Like I said, this one's from 1908 and takes a 3220. Now, probably I'm not an expert at this, so you want to go somewhere else. But this might, if you're looking for expert advice, but this is basically what I've been told. You listen to the first click right there, and you bring it back, and it should lock up. And it should be fairly tight. Now, and you should do that for every round. Another thing that you'd want to do is to make sure the serial numbers match. You can find them on the barrel or the revolving part of the chamber, and also sometimes you might see them in here. In this particular model, not so, but you will see it down here. Another on the bottom of the butt of the handle. Now, on the handles on Smith & Wessons, they will also serial numbered. I do not think these are original, okay? So let's go back to the 3220 a little bit. I kind of feel like Barney Fife for those who are older among us. I got one bullet in my pocket. But it's to show you, it's a 3220, and I actually acquired it with this gun. Acquired a few boxes of it, and they got to be old. They got to be old. I mean, look at them. But so what's interesting about this is the design of it. Now, Winchester came up with the 3220, but why did they come up with it? Yeah, I think it was kind of a compromise. They wanted a caliber that could be used both in handguns and rifles. But why would they want that? Well, they knew their market in those days. And so here, let me show you another one. It's one of my favorites. I guess I say that a lot, but I guess I do have a lot of favorites. This is a model 1889 Marlin. I love the 94s, and I've got quite a few of them. But a good quality Marlin, I don't know, I love them. It's got a octagon bull barrel. And guess what it's chambered in? Can anybody guess? Well, I think you're probably right. It's a 3220. Well, on this, it's marked 32W. I don't know if you can see that there or not, but we'll give it a run for you, okay? So it's amazing to me that this gun is so heavy and big and powerful. And look at the barrel on that thing. You know, it's made to carry any, be indestructible. And of course, now let's go back to this a little bit. There was some smokeless rounds in 1889 when this gun was designed. This one was made in 1892. Still before everybody had made, the most of them had made the big switch. That came when Winchester switched over in a large degree in 1895 with the Model 94. They came out with the 94 as a smokeless gun. A black powder gun, and switched it over after 1 year to a smokeless gun. And so you could actually put either one through that, but I think it went pretty quickly to smokeless. Everybody wanted that. Oh, what they used to call nitro in the day. So we'll get this back. We'll be doing a review on this gun later. So technically, when that gun was made in 1892, it was made for smokeless cartridges. Could that handle, nitro or contemporary ammo through it? Yes, and I've shot it a couple of times with 32-20s through it, and it was fine. So here we're all set. I kind of like this gun. I've got a few of these now. Most of the others that I have are like from 48, 50, 53, all M&Ps, one's in a box. It doesn't get any nicer than that one. And I've got the 65 too, which we'll be doing a review on. That's a 41 Magnum, and that's in pretty sweet condition. So in any case, shall we step outside and see how this our friend works? Okay, we'll give it a run, huh? And hey, maybe one day we should do a video of shooting like this and the Marlin, going back and forth with the same ammo. I think that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and go outside. I have to tell you that this is some pretty, I don't know if it's smart me using this ammo. It's a mix match. I hope there's no reloads in it, although I suspect that it could be. Oops. There's a real mismatch. It could be just people clearing out ammo, because this is a little harder to come by than it would have been back in the day. They still make it. Okay. Are we ready? Okay. I don't know where that one went. I'm gonna knock my stand over. Okay, I think that was it. Okay. I also want to talk to you guys about how to identify the age a little bit. I'm not going to give you exact years and everything, but you can look at a gun very quickly like this and you can go ahead and determine ballpark in its age. Okay, now first of all, no excuses, but kind of an excuse. These were the opposite of match. I mean, everything. I pulled out the hollow points and other weird stuff, but there was no way that they were from the same manufacturer at the same time. We have a clean one here. We have at least a double here, and it looks like a double here. So that's 2, 4, 5, and that's 6. The 6 was wacko. So in any case, overall, I wouldn't say it was too bad. Having said that, I mean, it was just, I'm glad it went off. It's really old ammo, very, very old. And, some would say you should never shoot that, and I would probably agree with them. But it's 32-20. I mean, it's hard to come by, so whatever. Nothing bad happened. So in any case, let's go inside, and I'm going to talk about how to identify a Smith & Wesson from a layman's standpoint, not like a pro or anything like that. Just to look at a gun and immediately being able to tell you if it's early 1900s or 1970s, 80s, 90s, whatever. I can give you an idea. Not an exact, but an idea. Let's go on inside. Okay, here we are back inside. Got a Smith & Wesson here, and we're going to again, this one's from 1908, but we're going to show you real quickly how to identify the years. First of all, the first thing they did away with, and it would be in the 50s, was that little screw underneath the trigger guard. So they did away with that. So if you've got a screw there, then you've got an earlier gun overall. And if you don't have one, you got a screw loose. And so, no. Okay, then after that, you can look for how many screws are here. There's one underneath this. Now, if you've got high handles like this one does, one of those screws you can pop off. Just take that screw out. Gentle taking these off. A lot of times they haven't been off in decades, and they don't. You just got to be very gentle with them. So you want to take that one screw out right there, and then they will just gently pop off. And like I say, just use caution. Very, very, one side and another. Something really tiny maybe underneath of them. I've yet to damage one, but I've seen some damaged. These here have a little chip on them. I think somebody dropped the gun at some point. These, probably been on there a long time. Again, if you take these off, which is always a good idea, you can see if they're serial numbered on the inside. And I believe these are not. It's been years since I took them off. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to count the screws in right here. This is what they call a 5-screw model. So you have the one underneath or on top of the trigger guard there, and then you have one hidden here, and two, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then they started doing away with them. Okay, then you had they did away with this one in the late 50s, very early 60s. So then it would be a 4-screw model. That was later, less desirable. Overall, there are exceptions. Okay, so then you can go down to a 3-screw and whatever, and it just keeps on going. And there's one more thing too, the barrel's pinned. I think they dropped that. That's where they actually screw in the barrel, and they put a pin in there so it can never come out. It's right there. And you can see it on both sides, the little pin right there. Okay? And so that's kind of handy. You can tell if you don't have a pin there, then what they do is they saved a little money and they crushed the barrel inside the frame. That's my understanding of how they do it now. And I don't know how many of them act up. I don't know anything about that. So, but you ask me which one I like the one that's pinned because it's cool and it's traditional and it's old, and they ain't been acting up. and they're pretty old. 1899, I think, something like that is when they came out with this. So before then you had the tilt-out ones. I'd like to get one of them one day. But in any case, So there you pretty much have it. I think these are fine old guns, and I've got a few now, and I appreciate each and every one of them. Again, you want to go ahead and check the timing by pulling the trigger back. You hear that? There's one click, and then you hear the big click, I guess. It should lock into place before okay, so there's 3 clicks in total. So the first click is nothing. The second click, it locks the revolver in place. And the third click holds the trigger back. Okay? So that's what, and you want to hear that second click before the hammer gets all the way back. Right there. See, it's not locked in yet, but the barrel is, the revolving part. Okay. But right there is where it gets locked in. So it has to be in that order. Hey, take it easy. I hope you've enjoyed this. I have. I've had a great time. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you again real soon. And I don't know what we're going to bring you next time, but we'll see. I'll try to mix it up and make it kind of interesting. If you guys have any special requests of guns in the past that you'd like to see me talk about, what little knowledge I have on it, please, by all means, go ahead and do that. And if I have one, then I'll definitely put it on the list, and maybe sooner on the list, depending on just what it is. I'm trying to save my best guns for later on because, to be honest with you, they don't get much traffic nowadays, and maybe later on they'll get a little more traffic, and people will be able to see them. Or I can redo the video. I don't know which one. Take it easy. It's just this way the system works. When you first start a channel, not too many people see it. And as of the making of this video, I have 59 subs, and I'm thankful for each and every one of them on YouTube. And we have 25 on Rumble. Rumble gets the videos earlier. At this point in time, we're talking about, I think, several weeks to a month. So they get to see the videos earlier. YouTube gets to see them later. Okay? I thank you very much for your time and energy. I'm not picking on YouTube. It's just that my priorities have to be a certain way, and I have to think about each and every video and whether or not YouTube would find it offensive for their format. I want to be agreeable to YouTube. I don't want YouTube to be upset with me. They've already got one video they thought was not cool. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Until next time.